did?
Instead of daycare center, restaurants.
Okay, we'll do that. Vietnam,
Somerset
66.
Crossing.
Navy, 63 to 67.
Would have liked to, just didn't get the opportunity.
Well, be lucky. God had other plans for you,
Well, I said, we're sorry you only got sight in one eye.
but it's okay, it's all right. I want,
Well, John, I thought I turned it off.
I think the mayor's turned it off.
Oh. Are there two controls for this, Mayor? Well, that one, the one on the right, I think I've got it off. I didn't realize the one on the left also. Councilman Stoll requested that be turned off so we can hear.
Around the right, right.
Yes.
Okay.
Good catch.
Now I had the VA appointment. I had to get blood drawn and
Looks like this would be the major in the road. I think this could be a stop sign there. You could probably put one there. We could probably put one there. So you can probably.
Just in time.
just in time. Silence is gold.
Yeah, but it's something we should look at.
Peaceful. I haven't had a chance. I just got
I think I helped everybody.
very loud. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's okay.
There's my buddy.
Sir, would you
Go
like to
ahead.
speak tonight? If so, you need to sign in. Why not? Why not? Well, that would be a surprise. Was there anybody behind you walking in? Okay, well, you're here, we can officially start. It is 6:30, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, lady and gentlemen. We'll get that right. We'll call this council's meeting to order at 6:30 PM. Mr. Clerk, would you please take roll call?
Councilman Eads.
Here.
Councilman Hayes.
Here.
Councilman Hitt.
Here.
Councilman Jackman. Councilman McDaniels.
Here.
Councilman Stahl.
Present.
Councilwoman Trainer.
Present.
President Peters.
Okay, now we'll do the pledge. If you'll please stand. Since Mr. Hayes served in the military, I've asked him to lead the pledge tonight.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. In a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Okay, we do have two sets of minutes. We have the regular meeting that happened on May 1st and the special meeting on May 8th. So there are two sets of minutes. Are there any additions or corrections to be made to the minutes? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion to accept both sets of minutes.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Thank you. We don't have any public hearings tonight. I'm not aware of any communications or announcements. Is anybody else aware of any? Hearing none. Audience concerns? We don't have anybody signed up for audience concerns tonight. We'll move on to committee reports. Ms. Trainer?
Well, Finance Committee doesn't meet until Monday, so I don't have anything to report on that front.
Very good, thank you. Councilman McDaniels?
I attended the public service and the public safety Tuesday. I've got the fire report from public safety and the pole and street maintenance from public service. I'll start with the Parks and Rec. They wrapped up, their spring volleyball wrapped up at the end of April with some exciting championship games. Hobby Hour was an extremely popular event for adults, and they plan on making some changes and making it an annual event. The restroom doors have been painted at Cowling Park, and our vandal-proof toilet and paper holders have been installed. Water fountain at Dog Park has a leak. And all seal coating will be doing the mill and pay project at the basketball courts and skate park beginning of August. And the new floor has been installed in the pool house. And still hoping to open up on May 24th. And if anyone wants to help paint the pools this Friday, stop in. And that's about all I got for that. Parks and Rec.
I have a question. Is there any timeline for the water fountain at the dog park?
Yes, currently, we're gonna have to about that today. They had to replace the entirety of some, so the deep part is now fixed, and now they have to replace the entirety of the fountain part.
Okay, so we're hoping that fountain will be replaced soon. Thank you. Mr. McDaniels, please.
And the street maintenance, they're gonna apply for a grant for Main and Oak. And the, looks like the Center Street punch list is postponed until July, because of the railroad issues. And they've been really busy. Move on to the, public safety, the, fire department report. They had the departmental EMS training, paramedic refresher through Ohio Health, and the departmental EMS training was canceled with Madison Health. And the departmental fire training, hose movement, building construction, drafting training. They hosted several students for ride time for tolls and grant paramedic class. Hosted second grade field trip and participated in STEAM event. And they participated in the middle school life fair, participated in volleyball game with Madison Tigers. Heard that wasn't very good. And fire and life safety talk at Seton of London. That's what I heard. And that's all I got. I was excited. There was a big turnout at the public service meeting Tuesday. Nearly standing room only. So
And
that's
what-
all I got.
Okay. And that sounds like some new information about Center Street and the railroad. Can you elaborate on that, or can anyone?
Real good. That's all I've got. They haven't applied for it yet, I don't think.
I think you said that the curbs needed replaced and the resurfacing. There was a problem with railroad flaggers needing to show up to do some work on
Yeah,
the railroad.
that's why it's been postponed.
Yes.
Well, Center Street,
Center Street.
Center Street paving, yeah, they wanted to pave and then come back in and do the sidewalks and the curbs. We said, then they would have to cut it out, so we said, no, we want you to do the sidewalks and curb, then come in and pave, so you're not cutting a brand new road up, and they agreed with us.
okay.
We were hoping to get paving started on some of it, yesterday or today, but the paving company got caught up in another job due to the beautiful weather. So they've been behind a little bit, so hopefully they'll get started on some of the paving real soon.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Hayes?
Had Safety Service Committee meeting on May 13th. I had all 3 committee members present, had 4 city representatives in attendance, had 4 community members present. We were running late because of the other meeting, so I called meeting at 6:24. We normally start at 6. The minutes of the April 8th meeting were approved as written. Chief Nickel gave his report. Mr. Stahl will give that report momentarily. And I have another part of Chief Nickel's report that I'll talk about at the end. Chief Eads gave his report. You heard Mr. McDaniel gave that report. I would like to make mention, so far in 2025, we've had 1,004 calls for service. 2024 at this same time, we were at 905, so we're up 99 calls over last year. As you all know, this is only going to increase in the time ahead. From Safety Service Director, we had 2 pieces of legislation come to us from Planning Commission. Legislation dealing with non-conforming signs. We'd like to add to ordinance number 1268.14, a section C, improvements or expansions of a legal non-conforming sign may be considered and shall require a permit and approved from the Planning Commission. After discussion, vote was taken, 3-0 vote to bring this to council, and it'll probably be June 1st council meeting is probably when that will show up.
What kind of signage are you talking about?
Like the sign, there's a big sign out across the street from Casey's. Yeah.
I want to raise it up in here. Go up in here. I'll talk to people.
Well. All right, so.
Here, you want a mic? There you go.
All right, so, let me get comfortable here, guys. So, as you guys know, billboards are not permitted to put up a new billboard within the city of London. And actually, currently, it says you cannot do anything to the billboards that are here. All you can do is maintain them, and, you know, what does that really mean? So we were approached about, there's the 2 billboards which are next to Wendy's, and they're owned by Lamar. And they are owned by Lamar. And they said, hey, these things are getting real bad. We just don't want them to just keep deteriorating, and we want to get rid of one of them, right? And then redo one of them. And so we said, well, you really can't do that under the current code. And so we had discussions, and their thought is get rid of the old junky ones, put up one real nice one that sets a little bit higher. And so we said, well, you know, as these things deteriorate throughout the years, maybe we change the legislation to say, you know, we won't let any new ones in, but we'll let them come to the planning commission and then I believe to council with a plan to redo them, fix them, whatever they want to do. Currently, there is only those two, which are really four because they're double-sided. There's one, I think, like on the top of Tony's, by Tony's, that bar and grill that Madison Health always has double-sided. And then there's one on West High Street, and Dave Keel Automotive's always on it by the strip mall. So that's all we have. So the renderings they were showing us, I think, would look 10 times better than what's currently there. So that's where this kind of came from.
Ms. Trainer, did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate that. Okay, moving along, we got also from the Planning Commission, council recommendation form for Somerset Crossing. This is a new housing development that will be going in between 42 and Betty Wilson Road in that big field there. Summary of this is to approve the rezoning and preliminary development plan for Somerset Crossing with the following stipulations. Engineering approval. Number 2, landscaping plan approved by the Tree Commission. Street lighting approved through Ohio Edison. Planning Commission voted on it and voted 4-0, sent it to us. We had some discussion on it. We voted 3-0 to bring it to council. It will probably be coming next council meeting also. Mr. Stahl will be sponsoring both of these pieces of legislation. We went to some old business discussions on pedestrian signs and speed limit signs for North Main Street and other areas of the city. No action was taken as Public Service Commission in a meeting before ours had already discussed and adopted some items to take to the Finance Committee for consideration. So that's where that stands right now. We had some people that were in from Jacob Lane. They were here at the last council meeting. Chief Nickel, he went over all the figures from an electronic traffic survey that was conducted on Jacob Lane from April 22nd of 2025 to May 1st of 2025, with 8,777 vehicles counted. The categories of this survey were broken down in a lot of ways. There's so many of them, I'm not going to go into all of them. But Chief Nickel discussed the results with the community members that were present from Jacob Lane. We also assured them that we want to take care of the problem out there, and we'll probably have more traffic enforcement out there in the near future. I'd like to commend Chief Nickel for his time and his diligence with this study. This is really in-depth. It's on the computer if anybody cares to look at it. But I'll just give you, for everything that was taken into account, the average violation speed, this is coming in and going out, was 28.87 miles per hour. That was the average. Now, there were a couple of people went flying through there at kind of a high rate of speed, but the average violation speed was 28.87 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone. So again, I'd like to thank Chief Nickel for his time and diligence with this study. It's really amazing what this can do. I invite council to read through it and study it. Next safety service meeting will be conducted on June 10th, 2025 at 6 p.m. hopefully, and we adjourned at 7:16. Thank you.
Any questions for Councilman Hayes? Nope. Councilman Hitt?
Yeah, I attended the Public Service Committee meeting, and Mr. McDaniel covered some of that, and Rich covered some of that also. The Safety Service Director brought up that one of the sanitation trucks is broke down, and we'd likely need 2 trucks in August, when those other trucks are paid off. We also talked about streetlights coming into town, and we chose to send legislation to council regarding streetlights for Kenny and East High, Andrew Court and East High, and then Eagleton and Lafayette. And we also talked about the sidewalk legislation that we appropriated funds for not too long ago. And apparently that's going to require additional funds to be appropriated in order to have a GIS system established, which is a global imaging system, and that involves the sidewalk grading system. And then we also talked about speed bumps. Ms. Trainer brought a study from Hilliard, and we talked about various options for traffic calming devices such as striping or speedometer signs, or speed signs that would be mobile, that could be moved around. Also, speed bumps of various types. One was speed cushions, which are removable. They could be taken up in the fall and then put back down in the spring in order to prevent issues with plowing. And that's to go to finance for discussion about costs. And then we had several visitors there, and it was brought up that there's some glass being left by some of the trash trucks when they come through, and Rex was going to check into that to see if that could be remedied. The next public service meeting is June 10th at 5 p.m. in the meeting room next door. And the finance meeting is at 5:30 this coming Monday in the meeting room next door. And that's it.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Stahl?
London Police Division Public Safety. Application certified by the CSC for the police officer position of being vetted through the initial background investigation process. Initial interviews will be held subsequently. The initial GMP with Mr. Elford is above $9.3 million authorized by council, and they, along with Mr. Horn and King, are working to reduce the costs. This has delayed the original contract signing date and groundbreaking. The original groundbreaking date of May 27th will be changed. We continue to work in the transition to central dispatch with MCSO and GOV host, or CAD software provider. LPD participated in the Pop with a Cop at Tolles Tech, also a safe communities distracted driving event with students at Tolles Tech, and in the LEPC tabletop exercise conducted by the local EMA. We also participated in the LMS Life Fair and the LES second grade building tours. K-9 Center successfully completed his annual state certification for police K-9s. 2 officers attended advanced training through the Federal Law Enforcement Training Commission, conducted through a federal grant program coordinated by the National Policing Institute. 3 older cruisers were sold through an online auction for a total of $12,005. They're requesting to have those funds obligated towards the purchase of an unmarked vehicle. Notable incidents: a robbery investigation occurred on April 24th, and as a result of a robbery of an individual at gunpoint while conducting a marketplace transaction in person on Sheffield Boulevard. As a result, Kadidros Stidham of Columbus was arrested in Columbus and charged with felony crimes. Following a referral from the Internet Crimes Against Children, LPD detectives conducted an investigation on April 16th, resulting in the arrest of Ronald Newsom, Asheville Drive, for the possession of thousands of pornographic images of minors on multiple electrical devices. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm also on the Finance Committee. You guys have already addressed the fact that we're going to have a meeting on May 19th at 5:30. Sounds like we're going to have a pretty heavy agenda. I didn't actually look at the agenda yet. These things could not have been added because the agenda came out, I think, before that, but we'll have to get these items added. When has the audit already left? Okay, well, we'll just,
Just have to amend it the day of, I think.
we'll be able to do that. Okay, thank you very much. We did have someone late come in. Mr. Boyd, do you need to speak? Okay, very good. Moving on to city official reports.
All right, I just want to touch on the project that came through Planning Commission out on Lafayette Street and Betty Wilson, the Somerset project. That, the biggest thing is that it's changing to a PUD. So way back in the day, for some reason, they zoned it, I believe, to, on Betty Wilson was going to be commercial retail on Betty Wilson. I'm not quite sure if they thought they were going to widen Betty Wilson or what they were going to do. But this is, the project itself is for PUD, I think it's 289 units. It's 55 and older, single unit housing complex, so kind of condo style, but single units not hooked together, 289. And then the PUD shows retail in the front, so on Lafayette Street. So I just want to give you a little more background on that. I believe we are going to move forward with the ribbon cutting on the 27th at 2:30. We will be emailing you guys about this. He wanted to back it up a little bit until we could get all this financial stuff figured out, but feels like we're getting closer. But with everyone's schedule, and especially trying to get Mike Carey here, we're just going to leave it on the 27th at 2:30, and it'll be out in the yard over here. If you guys haven't seen, the London Visual Arts Guild will be having their Art on the Green this Saturday. So here in a couple days, 10 to 6, right out here on our property. So it's going to be a great event and celebrate art and have all kinds of great stuff over there. So if you have time, swing over to that. If anybody knows, it's rained a little bit over the past month. I can tell you from our baseball schedule, but with rain comes tall grass. So we ask that people continue to mow their yards, and if you're not mowing it, get somebody to mow it. I believe we have 15 properties that will be eligible for us to mow by the 19th. So it is already out of control, and I know you guys can see some of the properties as we go around, but we've already started on that and have been sending letters out and getting that going, and it's around 15, I believe, that we'll start mowing. The pool, we do hope to open on Memorial Day, but with that being said, we need to paint. We've been trying to get to paint the pool itself. The paint that you have to use for the pool takes about 7 days to cure. And as you could tell, we have not had 7 days in a row of no rain. So we can't even get 7 hours, it seems like. So they're continuing to work on that and then start filling as fast as we can. But just to give you a heads up, we're working towards Memorial Day. It may not happen, but we're doing the best we can with that. We are starting to put things together for the 4th of July parade already. That's only a couple months out, less than a couple months out, if you believe that. Strawberry Festival has put their application in for their event. Cobras have put their application in for their event. So just kind of getting all that, and summer's coming. continuing to work on the DORA. We hope to have a little kickoff with that here soon. We're getting all the signs ordered and working on the cups right now. And so hopefully that'll get moving down there real soon. Just been having a lot of meetings also with developers as well as retail businesses. Got some people looking at some things out Lafayette Street. And then downtown, if you haven't been over by Oak Street, the Westwood is really moving along on the old Menor property over there on First and Oak. Drive by and check that out, but things are trucking along around town. And then the fun fact is number 500. We had 500 COSI STEM boxes. And as you guys remember, last time you were in here, it was very festive in here. Well, the STEAM event was a huge success. We had over 200 kids come through these doors for that event. We reached out and tried to partner with Madison Plains. They were unable to come, but we still wanted to be good partners with Madison Plains, so we took them 100 of the STEAM boxes out there so all their second grade kids could have a STEAM box, which is just like some science experiments and stuff. And then we put it out to the community that if you had a child, we had some left over, you're more welcome to come up and grab a STEAM box. We gave away 50 to 100 today, probably. Yeah. So we've got a few left, but there was 500. They're almost all gone, so that's great. Just want to thank COSI for their continued partnership with us. Want to thank Eve. She was a big driving force of putting that together, and all the volunteers and all the people who came, and London Elementary School for bringing their second grade kiddos over here. And St. Pat's brought a bunch of kids over here, so just fantastic. So that's all I have.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question because I've had people ask me about mowing. So you brought that up. That seems to be a pet peeve of yours.
Always, every year.
So what's, if you can elaborate, what's the correct process? If someone sees a lawn that needs mowed, what should they do? Who should they inform?
Just contact us. Just contact the administration. You can email me. You can email admin@londonohio.gov. You can email me, P. Closser, at londonohio.gov. You can call the office, leave a message, and I get them all the time. I email them over to the building department and say, hey, go take a look or give me an update on this. You know, most of the time it's, hey, we already have this on the list. They were sent a letter on this date. They have until this date, right, to mow, and then you can go in and mow. So if anyone has a complaint, just please contact us.
So how is the first list generated?
How was the first list
Yeah,
generated?
if they already had a list, yes.
It's pretty well, you know, there's the people that do it every year, right? So we kind of know who to keep an eye on. But also, it's just, one is people calling in, and two is us driving around. And, you know, some of them are on main roads. I could tell you the one at the end of Garfield, I have to pull up to and see every day. So I reported that one myself on Main Street. So that was just done by, you know, us kind of knowing who to go look for, also people calling in, also us driving around.
Okay. Any questions for the mayor? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to old business. Second reading. 13625, accept a motion to read by title and number.
So moved.
Second.
Resolution 13625, a resolution adding a new job description.
So this new job description is for the police position, the police support specialist position. We've looked at this at the last meeting. This did come through finance. This is going to be a supplementary position. It's not replacing the dispatchers that we're losing specifically, but that person will also act as someone who may be a clerk or someone who's going to be in front of the public when they walk in, along with these other duties. This is on second reading. There is an emergency clause. Okay, we'll leave that on. 13825, accept a motion to read by title and number for this.
So moved.
Second.
Ordinance 13825, an ordinance amending ordinance 19424 to reflect a range of salaries of department heads and non-union personnel.
Okay, so again, this really specifically has to do with that police support position. Adding this, it's going to be a salaried position. There's been a maximum and a minimum set. This is the only addition that I'm aware of on this. It is for the 3-year time period, as we discussed at the last meeting. And this also has an emergency measure, but it goes right with 13625.
Got it. Mayor, do you know where we're at as far as contract with the county?
I believe it's July 1st.
July 1st.
Yep, so we met with the current dispatchers and talked to them, as well as their representation. Just kind of let them know what was going on, how we would proceed forward. But yeah, they will take over on July 1st, I believe. And so, but he's got to go through the hiring process for the positions.
All righty, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll leave that on. 13925, accept a motion to read by title and number.
So moved.
Second.
Resolution 13925, a resolution revising job descriptions.
Okay, so this is for the executive administrative assistant, or however it says executive assistant office manager is the class title for the administrative offices. This has been changed to more properly reflect what the job entails today. You can see, if you look at the copy, you can see in red the things that were added to this, or if you look at the black lines, things that have been crossed out. So there's a few items that were crossed out, such as maintaining the mayor and safety service director appointment schedules. What was the rest of that? Compiles monthly and annual reports from each department. Those things have been crossed out. Added was the public communications focus and also the event support and engagement part of this, along with some other items in skills that this person would need to have. This job has been posted. I don't know if the process has actually started. Did you have a closing date for applications?
It's as billed, so it'll be open until billed. There's a preference of a closing date, I believe the end of the month. I have to look at my posting real quick. But we put in a stipulation that it will remain open until billed.
Okay. So the administration had asked that this be passed so that they would have the correct information on any job postings. And there is an emergency clause on this. They're hoping to have the position filled and someone trained by July 1st. And what are our wishes on this?
I would make a motion to suspend the 3 reading rule on it so they can
Second.
move on it.
Ms. Trainer?
Yes.
Mr. Hayes?
Yes.
Mr. Eads?
Yes.
Mr. Stahl?
Yes.
Mr. McDaniels?
No.
Mr. Hitt?
Yes.
I believe this will be left on. Okay, moving on to 140-25, accepted motion to read by title and number.
So moved.
Second.
Resolution 140, an ordinance 14025, an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution and delivery of community reinvestment area agreement.
So this involves the properties at 36 to 42 West First Street. Would be an abatement, 100% abatement of taxes on improvements to those properties for 15 years.
Which I believe those are both the maximum percentage of abatement and the maximum time that we can go.
have started on those. I went by and they're working on them pretty quickly.
I agree, and the mayor brought that up earlier. This also has an emergency clause on it, as they have started the work, although the property taxes won't go up that quickly. What are our wishes?
I'll make a motion to suspend the 3 reading rule.
Second.
Mr. Hayes,
Yes.
Mr. Eads,
Yes.
Mr. Stahl,
Yes.
Mr. McDaniels,
No.
Mr. Hitt,
Yes.
Ms. Trainer.
Yes.
Once again, we'll leave that on. Moving on to the new business, 14125. I'll accept a motion to read by title and number.
So moved.
Second.
Resolution 14125, a resolution revising job descriptions.
Okay, so a little heads up on this. This was supposed to come to finance. It did not. We were expected it to come to finance, but they didn't have it ready at the last finance meeting, so this really does need to go back to finance. It is an update of the job descriptions for everybody else in the police department. This would be your chief, your sergeants, your police officers, and the captain's position if we ever choose to fill that. I am going to ask the chief to send back or send me or send to Finance Committee something that'll highlight the changes so we know what's been changed, because I have no idea what's been changed. I did look through those, but I don't know what's been changed. So this will need to go back to Finance, at least for that reading, so it can come back to council at the next meeting. Any further discussion on that? Okay, we'll leave that on. Moving on to round table. Mr. Stahl, would you like to start tonight?
Okay. Since we don't have another meeting until the 5th of June, I just want to wish good luck to all the graduates in the county and in London. And also, some of them started today. My grandson graduated from preschool to kindergarten this morning. And also want to thank everybody for turning off the noisy machines so we could hear each other. Thank you.
Mr. Hitt?
I don't have anything. Thanks.
Ms. Trainer?
The Arts Council did hold its auditions for the summer musical, which is going to be Oklahoma this year, third weekend in July. The cast is, as per usual, absolutely outstanding. It's going to be a great show as ever.
Thank you. Mr. McDaniels?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out, whoever's watching, and shout out to the sanitation department for keeping it going with Band-Aids. So that's all I got. Thanks.
Okay. Mr. Hayes?
I'd like to thank all of our city employees for jobs well done. I'd like to thank council for a job well done. I'd like to thank Eve. I don't want you getting away without getting a chance to thank you, but I hate to see you go. I'm just, you're gonna be hard to replace. And I just thank you for everything that you've done, and you're a good person. I appreciate you very much. And I just pray the good Lord keeps his hands over this city, keeps us safe, keeps us well, watches over our people, and that's all I got.
Thank you. So the mayor mentioned, and I believe Councilman Hitt mentioned, or maybe it was Councilman Stahl, I'm sorry, that there's potential cost overruns on the police department now that it's been bid out. There is a meeting I was invited to on Monday at 9 a.m. I expect to be there. I actually ran into the chief here last week, and he brought that up, and then Safe Service Director Castle walked in, and we had a short discussion about it. They potentially had $300,000 of overruns that we have an account, or we don't have budgeted for. They were hoping to bring that number down. We won't know until Monday where we really stand. So hopefully we have more information by the finance meeting Monday night. I'm a member of the London Lions Club. We're holding the Summer Bash at Cowling Park on June 7th. Last year we had pretty good turnout, mostly for kids. It seems to be like a really fun event for the kids to come to. Parents will have free hamburgers and hot dogs and games and some prizes and things like that. So I just want to bring that up
What
before I
week,
forget
when is
to.
that one?
Pardon me?
Did you say when that was?
I'm sorry, that's June 7th, Saturday, June 7th.
And Mr. Keith, you might be on the website on the digital sign page. If somebody from the Lions Club can send me like a flyer, I can put that up on the digital sign for this event, since it's a nonprofit event.
Okay. We do have a flyer. I don't know if we have it in a PDF. I know we have it in a PDF form. I don't have it, but we'll, if that, is that the correct form or JPEG or?
Preferably PNG, and the site or the webpage has all the information for the parameters. If you don't have anybody that can do the parameters you're asked, just send me what you have and I can make it work.
Well, we have printouts. We can bring those to you. Yes, we would. I was asked whether or not we're going to get that on the board, and we hadn't done that yet, so thank you. Is there anything further?
No.
A motion to adjourn, please,
Motion to adjourn.
and we are adjourned.